Pastor, who is the immediate past president of our convention, to the officers and members of Grace Baptist Church, to you, my sisters and brothers, we come here with great joy. I said we come here with great joy. Since a few days ago, we have traveled around this country, holding a lot of people in this room. Came from Monrovia to Banga, from Banga to Zozo, from Zozo to Bonjima, from Bonjima to Kolahon, from Kolahon to Foya, back to Bonjima, then to Banga, Banga to Ganta, Ganta to Sanikuli, Sanikuli Yekipa, and then to Tapeta, Tapeta to Kwendi. So if we have made all of these trips and close to Zwedru, it is my duty to come and see my past president and his congregation. Especially with his undertaking here at Grace Baptist Church and the Arabic Richardson School. A few weeks ago, he came to our office to talk to us about the project of building an auditorium at the Arabic Richardson School. And I told him that it was a bad time for us, especially when school is closing. But since we're close, we want to come and see it with our naked eyes. To see what God is doing in the midst of our limitation. Reverend Dr. Shelton J. we thank you again for your leadership here. When you enter Zwedru and you call his name is a household name. And you need to be proud of your pastor. We are so grateful, and God's blessing be upon you. So here we are in the great city of Zwedru. Every time I travel through the checkpoint in the car, you have people trying to mistake us because of our appearance. But when they try to do that, and I try to ask them about the buses, they say, yes, sir. We had an incident in Bonjima where a guy was trying to misbehave. And I said, you don't have to misbehave. And Reverend Green, is Reverend Green here? Reverend Green, please stand up. Pastor of that great church, First Baptist Church in Gedeh County, who is traveling with us, went to him and said, listen, please calm down. You don't have to misbehave. You don't know who you're talking to. And he went on and misbehaved. And I picked up the phone and called the immigration bus in Monrovia, and they had to send him to Monrovia the next day. But again, we are delighted to be here. I will introduce our entourage, and then I will say a few words, and I will invite one of our person of our entourage will come and bring greetings. I have with us, when we're traveling on these long trips, I'm not driving. I can drive, but I'm not driving. We have with us our driver, Brother Aaron, will you please stand? Let this church greet you. Thank you so much. Then my special assistant at Rick's Institute, a young man who graduated from Rick's, went to Carter for a year and went on our scholarship to Mercer University in the US of A, and graduated and came back, and now he's working for us as our special assistant. Got a bachelor here from Mercer University in Environmental Science. Mr. Edmund Cooper, will you please stand? He's been trying to take care of us during this trip. And a pastor from Edina, where our first president of the Liberian Baptist Convention came from, in the name of J.J. Chisman. And here we have the Reverend R. William Green. Will you please stand? And a few years ago, about a year or two ago, I went to the president of Mercer University in the midst of the dying need of the Baptist Church. Our seminary was struggling, and I went to him, and as I entered his office in Macon, Georgia, US of A, the president of Mercer University, Mr. Bill Underwood, asked me a question. He said, what do you need the most as president of the Liberian Baptist Missionary Educational Convention? There is a man who controls over $600 million US. Asking you that kind of question. I could have said, I needed a pickup truck. Or I needed a SUV. Or I needed something personal for myself. Yes. I looked him in the eye in his office, wonderful old office, ancient office, and I said, I need a president for the Liberian Baptist Theological Seminary. To some of you, if it seems like it was a wrong answer to a great question. But I believe that if the Liberian Baptist Convention will progress, we need to strengthen our seminary that has been in a hole of hopelessness. Yes. Based on two presidents of our convention, of our seminary. Very National City was just doing the calculation. The last two presidents of our seminary, Reverend Zion, graduate from the seminary, have cost us over $500,000 that we cannot account for. So we need to resurrect the place. So I requested to the president of Mercer University, I need a president of a seminary. He said, do you want me to look for a president for you? I said, yes. And to cut long story short, he called my professor, who I've been to Liberia more than several times, challenging him to come to Liberia to serve as president of a broken institution. For the matter of fact, when he came in January 3rd or 4th, the next day or so, the seminary was closed down because of a court case. And he was in exile from his duty. Less than a few weeks, we were able to raise $59,000 US to open the seminary so that he can exercise his responsibility of that which he was called to. I'm pleased to announce to Grace Baptist Church, this flagship church, that our seminary is in better shape in 5 months than we have been. Through the leadership of our professor, Reverend Dr. Richie F. Wilson. Let me put a little bracket somewhere so you can listen to me. Don't burn your bridges. Don't burn your bridges. somewhere. Are you listening? That means that you must cost everybody behind you. Because you leave in Grace Baptist Church, you go to Morovia, you make palaver with everybody in the church. I'm leaving your place, I ain't coming back again. If you listen to me, I said, when I went to America and went to Mercer University, he was my professor. My professor now is my worker. He's employed by us. Doing an excellent job based on the grace of God. Even though we pay him $0 to be here in Liberia, Mercer University pay all the money for him to be here, including his travels to be here. Don't burn your bridges. Not because you graduated from a school in Zwedru, Lbm&Ec, so you cost all the professors, all the teachers. Me, I'm going to Morovia, I'll cost all of them. I don't care what they again. The world we live in is very, very small. And here you are with Reverend Dr. Richard F. Wilson serving here with our seminary through the invitation of our convention. We are so delighted to have him here. The Baptist Convention is doing well. I said the Baptist Convention is doing well. If you are not at Rex Institute in March, you missed something.
Yes.
In March, last March, we had a glorious time, first time to have a colorful convention. When you were driving, when you come to that convention, driving on the driveway from the junction of Rex into the campus of Rex, you will see greetings from our convention from every county. This is our way of saying that everyone within our convention, they are special. We had a Kissy choir. We had a Gola choir. We had a Mano choir. We had a Sapo choir. We had a Crew choir. Obviously, we had an English choir. We had a Bassa choir. If you're not at the convention, you miss it. When you see those Bassa women dancing, talking about Jesus, tell them what I do. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. And it is our way to say to Lbm&Ec Baptist that Lbm&Ec Baptist is more than just Morovia. Our travel during these few days is to say to Lbm&Ec Baptist that is more than Morovia. In few days we have traveled all over this place to tell our sisters and brothers that we are doing well. We have few challenges with our seminary. Yes, now with Nima Baptist Union. Lord, help me in this house. Because of power. It resides in the power. There can be only one president at a time. They want to be president before their time. Every city knows that they got to wait for another 4 more years before they can be president. And so they want to split away from our convention. My brothers and sisters in Nima, we met, and indeed they were very disheartening. Interestingly, all of our major churches in Nima is not on that side.
Yes, amen.
They're not on that side. Your Nima, the major churches in Nima, they're not on that side. And there were a lot of people who felt hurt in their heart about what was happening and so forth. Yeah, I understand that. But I reminded the people of Nima that this is not unique. I mean, this is not unique to church history. People separate for various reasons. For me, it is a sign of growth. You know, in the Methodist Church, they got United Methodist Church. Are you listening?
Yes.
They got AME Church, African Methodist Episcopal Church. So let me bring it up more. Let me go back. You got an Episcopal Church. Huh?
Yes.
You got the United Methodist Church. You got the African Methodist Episcopal Church.
Yes.
Then you got the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. Then you have the Christian Methodist Church. I just asked a new one. Free Methodist Church. You look how many churches will just be based on differences in ideology, theology, in practices, in culture orientation, in specific belief, in all kinds of things. So I told my sisters and brothers that they should not be disheartened because of that. Just before coming, when results are coming back this way, just coming from Lopa, I received a call. My sister and brothers, our worst enemy, what's up? You're listening to me? They put a cause trouble in the church and you're causing trouble. You see my call, you know, we ordered course, the course closed our school down, I told them we paid $59,000 US, and there was the next payment for us to make, and between the chairman of the board of the seminary and myself, we were able to bring $15,000 US in this age and day, in this time of struggle. The same place at the 1,000, we were able to raise 15,000. Carried to the court, right? During our time in Zonza, I received a call, and the court called me for conference. I'm not sure when I go to Morocco whether I'll be in my home or I'll be in jail for this convention. But I'm going there because I ain't paid the other $16,000. But I like Liberia because this is our country. So I'm going to Morovia and ask the academic dean of the seminary to write a letter to the judge who summoned me to her office for us to for a meeting. Right, the judge is tell her that I'm around the country visiting important people. When I get back to Morocco, we meet. You know you're important. And so we're going back there. But we are convinced that with God above, our rights to prove. Yes. We just a will. I don't like that. We're a will. But we must overall prevail. Yes. I don't know about you, but I'm so excited being here tonight. I want to thank you for this time, Reverend C, for taking off your Sunday evening from your family and your busy schedule to be here. I feel when we're singing that song how great they are. Yes, indeed, God is great. And you sang it so beautifully. And I say to myself, who am I for these people of importance to gather in this place? Who am I? Just a servant of Christ. Who am I? But you make us, you give us compensation for serving in the midst of limitation. You give us encouragement for serving. And I want to say thank you so much. We look forward to the days ahead where as we move and serve in the midst of possibilities and challenges, God will give us grace and focus our minds. I have an intention of going to River G tomorrow, but River Green is crying right now. I told you I want to go to River G tomorrow and then to Maryland. He's crying. The whole day he cried in the car. Say, I gotta go back home to my family. We'll be on the road for almost 5 days. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. So keep praying, Reverend Green. I want to invite to the podium my professor who is now the president of the Liberia Baptist Theological Seminary, who you should be proud of. A wonderful person, chairman of the Christian Ethics Commission of the Baptist World Alliance. Chairman of the Christianity Department of Mercer University, who is on loan with us. The Reverend Dr. Richard F. Wilson to bring words of greetings. Thank you so much.